Good morning. I'm Josh Outlaw-Hughes. My pronouns are he, him. Here we are again. Between the rights of children to exist in society as they are, or the satisfaction of bigots who would rather broadly ban entire groups of people from participating in society than even seek to try to understand them. We had this discussion not 1 month ago. Usually if a bill fails, you move on or maybe wait until later or the next session, but I guess this was just too important for y'all. If everything going on out there with all that, this is really what you decided is your top priority? Your little culture war? I don't know if any of you actually believe in this bill or if it's just an attempt to score points with the base, but it doesn't matter much to me. You're attacking communities, people's peace of mind, and their basic human rights. You're brave enough to repeatedly use the force of the state government to go after school children just trying to fit in with their peers, but you're not brave enough to address any of the other actual issues we face in South Carolina today. But even if all those other issues were addressed, the time for this bill would still be never. There will never be a good time to take away people's rights. We're talking about a community that has relentlessly been targeted for violence, murder, and discrimination. And it's not enough for you to just go after them. You have to target them while they're still kids. Maybe you've already heard that 30% of trans girls will try to kill themselves at some point, or that 41% of non-binary kids will do the same, if you know what that means. These are people who need your help, who need to be protected. The trans people I have in my life include doctors, nurses, service workers, activists, and so many more people who have done more for South Carolina communities in the past year than proponents of this bill have done in their entire political careers. Now, you may think I'm not being very diplomatic. Well, I'm not trying to be. Trans people are sick of coming to these subcommittee hearings to be misgendered by members of this subcommittee as they defend their right to live equally in this state. And I'm sick and tired of coming here to ask a subcommittee full of grown adults to give a damn about basic human decency. You just don't treat people like this. If you haven't learned that by now, then I don't think I can teach you. Forcing teachers to out their students, banning kids from playing sports. Are you kidding me? This is your agenda? How sick do you have to be to sit down and write this legislation that targets children and just think that's okay? If you haven't checked out by now and started playing on your phones like a lot of you do usually by this point, I want you to really think about something. Passage. What would you say to them? What would be your excuse as to why you need to regulate them out of society? How would you explain that to them? If you're so concerned about what's right and fair, don't just vote no on this bill. Never bring it back up again. You'll never have to worry about restricting testimony to in-person only because you're too scared to give everyone an opportunity to testify safely. You won't have to worry about being here for an hour listening to your constituents. And hell, maybe we can even work together on something in the future, something that's real and something that's important. But until that happens, we're going to continue to fight. We're organized and we're not going away. We're going to continue to protect trans kids against hateful attacks no matter what, and that's a promise. So do what's right, vote no on this bill, and let it be over with. Thank you.